Hi, this is Jeffrey Antonelli of Antonelli Law. I wanted to provide this video for people who are searching the internet panicked about a company called Strike 3 Holdings, LLC. Strike 3 Holdings is a movie company that is filing many lawsuits across the country, alleging that people are illegally downloading their movies without permission, without a license, and committing copyright infringement. That's a violation of the United States copyright law. So you're probably only made aware of this, and we're blindsided, for most of you anyway, by receiving a notification from your internet service provider or ISP like Comcast or AT&T or Verizon, and you're trying to figure out what is a motion to quash, how much time do you have to file the motion to quash, can I find a lawyer who's experienced in doing this, and if you didn't do this, how the heck did this happen? So this video is not for a lengthy expose of all the things that we've learned in the past 10 years dealing with BitTorrent copyright infringement suits across the country, but rather to give you some succinct information to help you. And I want to focus on that date that your letter is giving you because it's really important. So let's say today is September 1st and the subpoena and the letter that accompanies it is telling you that your name is going to be revealed by, say, October 1st, unless the court has been notified by filing a motion to quash and you've provided a copy of that to your internet provider. So if it's in September and October 1st is coming up, you need to start making some inquiries. First, you need to figure out, can I find an attorney that seems trustworthy and knowledgeable to help me? That may seem difficult to do if your only experience at all dealing with the courts is maybe a traffic ticket. A traffic ticket attorney or a DUI attorney or a house closing attorney is probably not the person to give you intellectual property advice, which is what copyright is all about. But you need to find an attorney you can trust. Second, you need to figure out whether or not you have any liability. So for example, if you're a parent and you have a talk with some children that are under the age of 18 and you find out maybe they or their friends may have been doing this, well, the likely result of any litigation would probably find that there is no liability for a parent. Now, there's some gray areas around this, but that's generally what we've been finding in the case law. So this is not legal advice, and we do not have an attorney-client relationship, at least not at this point. And so I can't give you, quote, legal advice, but I can give you legal information. So I hope it's helpful. So during that period of time from September, again, to this example date of October 1st, you should find an attorney, you should figure out what's going on, have a talk with anybody in the house that you may need to have a talk to, and figure out, is there any liability, and should I fight the lawsuit? Or is it in my interest to try to negotiate a settlement out of court? Those decisions are very personal. They deal not only with the law and the financial consequences of that decision, but it's a very personal one, I found, in dealing with many, many hundreds of people around the country dealing with this. Whether you're a corporation or you're just a mom and dad trying to figure this out, what I found is ultimately it comes down to personality and what's happening in your life and whether or not you think this is unjust and you want the court to make a decision and hope to find that you are not liable and the movie company should pay your attorney's fees. In other words, fighting it in court. Or is it worthwhile to save time and anxiety, and maybe it's not the right time in your life, that you want to negotiate a settlement for the lowest price possible. That decision ultimately is one that you should make, again, well before October 1st, if possible, in this hypothetical example I'm giving you. But it's an important one. And so, again, I want you to make sure you find an attorney you can trust who's knowledgeable about BitTorrent copyright infringement lawsuits. I want you to talk to your family members if appropriate. And don't miss that date, because once you miss that date, you have less options. So the final thing I want to mention is that there have been things on the internet that are either untrue or are woefully outdated, where people will think you can just ignore something like this. They're wrong. So first, do not ignore a summons. If you are served with a summons, it will say summons on the legal document. Do not ignore it. Find a lawyer right away. If you have to, show up in court yourself without an attorney, but try to find an attorney right away. Do not ignore it. Typically, you have 21 days to file paperwork in court, and you don't want to lose options that you might otherwise have. But there were some lawsuits years ago where I don't want to get into the details of it, but basically they were not focused against one person. They were focused on a group of people, and there were times when people made a rational choice to wait it out and see if anything actually came of it, or maybe it just blew over. Strike Through Holdings lawsuits at this point in time, August 2021, is not that way. If you are in a state or jurisdiction where Strike Through Holdings is actually filing federal lawsuits alleging copyright infringement, you need to take this seriously. So again, talk to a lawyer, figure out what's going on if you can, and don't blow that date that your internet letter tells you is the last date to file something in court and give them notification. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope it's been helpful. Thank you.